Hi, welcome back today of the day, which is the show that will continue to be a show until this year ends. It's a show that I'm really wondering how much of a better time we would have had if we actually were able to go out and do shit regularly for this. Today's not really an example of that, I'm just saying. Anyway, we'll continue to just go down the list because it's easier to manage with the relative days, starting with Air Force Birthday. Air Force Birthday. I imagine the anniversary of the beginning of the Air Force, I'm assuming the American Air Force because this is an American website and everything else on here is fucking American. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I should have a comment because I generally have comment for most of these, but I don't. It's the Air Force, and as I've stated many times before, I'm not really that keen on military or anything of the sort. National Cheeseburger Day. Like me a cheeseburger, obviously. I'm gonna keep making those jokes. I might I need to start exercising and stuff more for actual health reasons. And even if I got super thin, well, not thin because my body structure is again, that's bone. That's straight to chest. I am. No, I wouldn't say big bone, but I've got. My bones are a lot closer to the surface than you might think. But even if I did, I guess lean out, I guess would be the point. Less stomach, I'd still be referring to myself as a fat ass. So, what are you gonna know? I'd hope my ass is still fat. That's fun. National AIDS and Aging Awareness Day. I assume somewhere we've had a just National HIV and AIDS Awareness Day. But we seem to keep having, hey, AIDS, also this other thing, or hey, AIDS, but only specifically in women for some reason. It's a really odd specification that we keep getting, and I don't get it. For the third Friday, I know what day it is, of the month, National Tradesman Day, which isn't that the same bullshit excuse you were using for Labor Day, and is this also just a bank holiday, or is this something else entirely? National Pow/Mia Day. Sorry, Pow/Mia Recognition Day, also for the third Friday of September. I have no idea what either of those things are. But I think it's also something military, and as I just said earlier, I don't really care too much about armed forces. Because you may say, well, I protect my country, yes, but if you didn't exist and if no one had armed forces, if no one had military, then we wouldn't have the problem, we wouldn't have the threat, and we wouldn't have any need for your bullshit. Now would we? Also, being in the military doesn't make you better than anyone. Normally it makes you lesser than a whole bunch of other people, at least as far as the hierarchy goes. And finally, one of those random ones that just changes annually and happens to fall on the 18th of September this year is National Hug Your Boss Day, and I kind of am my own boss, director of the company, so yeah, I'm not hugging myself. One, that's just kind of awkward. Two, I'm holding my phone as a camera because I'm still phoning them in. I will do videos. I will get the camera, but there needs to be something interesting, and there's nothing interesting today. God, there's nothing interesting today. Yeah, even if I wasn't, I wouldn't attempt to hug myself because one, that's just awkward physically, and two, it's just kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know about that. It's a nice sentiment, I guess. Unless you got a creepy boss, which is workplace harassment's very much still a thing. I guess online harassment's a little difficult. I guess that's one benefit of the Zoom age. Or Discord, or anyone who was already functioning on the internet, like me and everyone else. Anyone who is already functioning on the internet, let's just use Discord or Slack. Anyone who's not used to the internet, well, there's this thing called Zoom, apparently. Yeah, everyone's forgotten about Skype. How we change. Remember MSN voice chat and video messenger? Oh, I do. I remember having to have multiple tabs open just to be able to talk to people, and they're like, you could have multiple voice go. You had to you could. It got to the point where you could have multiple voices going, but you could only have like a one-on-one with videos, which was a pointless specification, if you ask me. I know maybe it was a bandwidth issue, but yeah. I know all of the feels of growing up with random these random chat things for no reason whatsoever, and not talking to most of the people on there, because you get people from school and you're like, I don't really want to talk to these people. Like, you know, don't talk to the most of the people. You don't talk to most of the people. It's like how you don't interact or talk to or really acknowledge 90% of people you have on Facebook, right? Even if you're like me and you only really only really friend people you know or that your closer friends know, you still end up like, I'm not really paying attention to most of the stuff that gets posted here. And again, there's always that idealism when it comes to posting on social media. Because you try and post, your best life. Which no one is. No one's perfect. Everyone fucking sucks. People are awful. And that sounds like a negative, but no, it's not. Because everyone is awful. I think we'd rather have everyone be awful than have a few people be perfect. Or a few people be good, or a few people be awesome, and other people being awful. No, everyone's awful. At least we've got that. Some people are more awful than others, and that is where we start getting into problems, but I think that's a problem for a future day. Dealing with assholes is part of our change the world motif, which is probably very much out of focus at the moment. And yeah, that's the only one I'm going to say. Well, actually, no. Love yourself. I'll remind you to love yourself. Because y'all deserve it. Probably, anyway. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Ta-ra.